TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Or some people say Fry. Yay. Good morning, Joy K. Well, I tell you what, you guys really know how to rub it in. Preschool Granny? She gonna be your grandma again? Twins. Connie yesterday? Our Connie. Not any crazy Connies. Went and spent the day with her grandbaby at the aquarium for the birthday. There you go. Holly's right here. She said, Happy Friday. You bet. You bet. Jules is going shopping this weekend, tax-free weekend. She's going to get her Christmas shopping done. I'll tell you what, that's smart, smart, smart. Hello, Lane Nessaboo. How is everyone doing? I think I said hi to everybody else. I think I did. Now, I was going to do a show this morning with Ernie about this thing going on with his brother, but I need some more time to go through all of it. Okay, I do. And he'll be in here or whatever. But boy, I tell you what, that yesterday, boy, I tell you, that show about took the wind out of my sails. Freaking leather harnesses and ball gags and shit. I didn't know if I was coming or going. No pun intended. How about you all? How about you all? Good morning, Ange. How are you? Where is Pat K? Because I saw that her birthday gift was delivered yesterday. Mama Bear said it was crazy. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. Your old buddy Brooks can only take so much excitement. It don't take much. Good morning, Jude. Nufflin said your German grandma's here at Brooks. We were doing a Discord live yesterday, and I want Nufflin to talk to me all the time because she sounds just like my granny. I'm serious. Nufflin, can you grab the link and come up and talk to me? It calms my nerves. It does. Joy K, are you feeling better, Brooks? Yes, but somehow I passed my cold off to Diana Howry. Uh-oh, Guitar Man said, I'm Leather Man. Well, that's the only way that Andrew was going to get his $40. Send me a picture of you in that harness and that ball gag, or you don't get no 220s. Sorry. Sorry, buddy. I can't help you. I can't help you. And then keep it between us, our friend Susan. It's storming here really bad, and it looks like it's moving her way. It seems like when Diana has a storm, it gets sent to Uli Girl. When I have a storm, it gets sent to Susan. Hey, that's what friends are for. That's what friends are for. Let's go ahead and tell everybody good morning and get to this crazy, crazy ass case out of northwestern Arkansas. Woo! Angel Peace said it's a little chilly outside. Don't be jealous, Brooks. Believe it or not, it almost feels chilly to me right now. Because this time last week, it was like, 105 in the shade? And it's like 84 right now. About to go put on my snowsuit. Yeah. All right, so here we are. That's what we're going to talk about today. Hopefully nobody pops in talking about ball gags and stuff, but you never know what's going to happen. These are our victims. Little baby, Weslyn. Courtney Rose is her grandma. Adriana is her mama. Matthew is her daddy. And then Braden would be her uncle. All right, we know little Weslyn on Old Highway 20 in a car seat was left in someone's front yard. Soon after, authorities found murdered Courtney, Braden, Matthew, and Adriana. Motive? I don't know. But there is a huge manhunt going on. Huge manhunt for Austin Drummond. Okay? 2016 white Audi is what they believe he's driving, and that's who they're looking for. Man, TBI got this done quick. Now, they also believe there's at least 3 others involved, because I don't believe for a second this Austin Drummond had a crisis of conscience and decided to do the right thing for little baby Wesleyan. I think somebody else in the group did, probably a girl, okay? Because it turns out not only does he know the family, he was dating Courtney Rose's sister, Kaitlyn. Well, what the F? Let's do a little refresher for those that didn't see the show on Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. Holly, did the baby die? Nope. She is alive. She's alive and well.
And it is still ongoing, led by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, but the FBI and other local law enforcement agencies are helping and getting answers for the family.
No, not here. No.
Yeah.
2 small Northwest Tennessee communities, usually quiet, where everybody knows each other, shaken after a baby was abandoned in rural Northwest Tennessee and rescued.
By the way, this is from NBC News. You can see the little peacock right there. Okay, you see that little peacock? Not my content. We just talk about these things. Hey, Mrs. Amir, how have you been doing, girlfriend? Hey, Token.
Just dumped, you know. That's why you just dumped.
4 people related to the baby were found dead hours later in Tiptonville.
I didn't know what to think. I mean, honestly, I had heard that they found the car, the vehicle.
Oh.
I did not hear that there were bodies in there until today.
Okay, she's making it sound like when they found the car, the bodies were in the car. Jude, you are so right. He recently got out of prison for armed robbery. Now, this is almost like a Jesse McFadden situation where he should have never been let out because he committed other crimes while behind bars. We'll talk about that in a minute. So it kind of blows my damn mind when the sister-in-law talks about how wonderful he was to the whole family, including the children. Now listen, people rehab, people reform, but some people you have to kind of trust your gut. And no, I'm not victim blaming. No. Because nobody deserves what happened in Northwest Tennessee. This guy had red flags flying out his ass. So if I'm listening to her correctly, she said, I just thought they found the vehicle. I didn't know there was bodies in the vehicle.
Oh.
I did not hear that there were bodies in there until today on the news.
According to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the 4 victims are James Wilson, the child's father, Adriana Williams, the baby's mother, Courtney Rose, the child's grandmother, and the baby's 15-year-old uncle, Braden Williams.
What could the 15-year-old have done to that scumbag? Actually, what could any of them have done to him? He gets done with his stint in prison. I'm not talking county jail for bouncing a check or driving drunk. We're talking armed robbery. He's a violent man, okay? Now, they're calling him James. Everything else I see is Matthew. Not going to argue. Diva said, is this a rug deal gone bad? I don't know. They're not really saying anything. TBI is, they're on a manhunt. So is Arkansas State Troopers, because remember, they're right next to the border. They're a hop, skip, and a jump from Jonesboro, Arkansas. I kind of hope he does go into Arkansas, considering what the Arkansas State Troopers did to old boy from the Devil's Den. Mama Bear said, Mama, Daddy, Grandma, and Uncle. What personal vendetta did he have against them? Good question. Miss North said his name is Austin Drummond. Yep, there he is. There he is. In a white 2016 Audi. It's bad. It is bad, bad news. Good morning, Dawn.
The baby's mother, Courtney Rose, the child's grandmother, and the baby's 15-year-old uncle, Braden Williams. As for who is responsible, the TBI is still searching for the suspects in this
Suspects. Okay? So even though they have named Austin Drummond, they're putting more together. What did Token say? Token said, yep, she posted to the local crime page. Guess who else commented? Don Wells. Oh, God, I heard about this. Token, can you screenshot that for me? Damn it, Don. You know, Don doesn't need to be commenting on this. This has nothing to do with him or CPS. Can he be normal just one friggin' day? Just one day. Yeah. Token's going to screenshot it and I'll put it up. The sister-in-law posted to the local crime page. And guess who had to run their big, flat freaking mouth? Dawn. Don Wells. Don Wells, along with a post about CPS stealing his kids. Goodness. Ooh, Sister Karen said, is Kaitlyn involved? I don't know. Okay, everybody. We need some internet hugs for our very good friend, Holly, Common Sense True Crime. She has dawn fatigue. Everybody, I need some internet hugs for Holly because I feel her pain. Wrap your arms. Miss North said Austin dated Kaitlyn. Yes, he did. I'd like to know where he got an Audi less than 10 years old as well as the money for it. He'd been out 8 or 9 months after doing 13 years. Well, my understanding is it's possibly Kaitlyn's car he's in. Kaitlyn's car. Okay? I have a feeling Kaitlyn, who is Courtney's sister, okay? The sister-in-law that's been posting, her husband is the brother to Courtney and Kaitlyn. This kind of gives me Tara Strozier vibes. If you don't know about Tara Strozier, we have a whole playlist, and I'll be doing another show about her next week. Connie said, Kaitlyn is 4 months pregnant with his baby, they said. I had not heard that one. OMG. This is freaking crazy. I wasn't going to be surprised if he knew one of them. For some reason, I thought it was going to be, the daddy. I thought somebody got into something. That's what I thought. Somebody out of Memphis. Something like that. But oh no. No. Austin Drummond knew the entire family. Now, unless he's a major idiot, He's not going to be in Northwest Tennessee anymore. Okay? Because he's a hop, skip, and a jump from Arkansas. Hell, he could be in St. Louis by now.
Homicide investigation.
There's always concern when there is a suspect or suspects out on that we have not caught yet. So anyone who knows of anything, please report it.
The Attorney General for Dyer and Lake counties says the community should know this was an isolated incident.
It's
Isolated, yes. Is he safe? No. Are the people in that community safe? I'm going to say probably not, because this guy is a homicidal maniac. Okay? Homicidal maniac. And he is on the loose.
It says the community should know this was an isolated incident.
it's not that it was these people were randomly chosen. So I don't think that there needs to be any kind of concern or fear in the community.
Although the community is shaken, they are looking to law enforcement to keep them safe.
We had talked to the police last night, and they said, don't worry about anything because everybody's got it covered.
Tuesday night, family members of the people who were found were pleading on social media, asking for the public's help to find their missing loved ones. Now they're asking for the public's help in getting answers to their death. Reporting in Dyer County, Imani Williams, Action News 5.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Vampire said, LL Brooks was just thinking about Arkansas, probably getting a haircut. Sorry. Yeah, go get a haircut, dude. Seriously, go get a haircut in Arkansas. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. All right, so this is what was said by the sister-in-law yesterday. Courtney's sister-in-law. Now remember, Courtney's the grandma. And she doesn't look old enough to be a grandma, and hopefully someone says it about me someday. Okay? Sister-in-law regarding their connection to Austin Drummond. For everyone that's coming to my page from older comments made on the suspect's profile, because yeah, she was friends with Austin Drummond on Facebook. I'll clarify this one time and one time only, she said. This is a comment I will be copying and pasting, so it may answer more than you've asked or may not answer everything you've asked, but I don't want any confusion here. After this, I won't be replying to any of this as we are trying to process, grieve, and be with family. Courtney Rose, my husband, and Kaitlyn are siblings. Adriana and Braden are our niece and nephew. And obviously, little Wesleyan would be her great niece. Good morning, I see you. Austin Drummond was Kaitlyn's boyfriend at one time. Yes, he was close to our family. Yes, we cared about him and thought he cared about us. He has literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids every time he has been around up until this point. Well, up until this point was a biggin, okay? Because he annihilated an entire family. Jeez. He has been amazing to our niece, Kaitlyn's daughter. We never expected him to cause any harm to anyone, much less anyone in our family. We are heartbroken. We are confused. We are devastated. We are mortified. We are hurting. Our kids are hurting. If you think for 1 second that people only get hurt by strangers, look up 90% of murder cases. A lot of times it's by someone close to them that at one time showed love and support to them. Sometimes it's even their own spouse. Yeah, 100%. We talk about these things every day. So please think before you comment something ugly. Yes, we thought we knew him. Kaitlyn thought she knew him. Courtney, Adriana, Braden, and Matthew thought they all knew him. We all trusted him. She said, we want justice for my sister-in-law, niece, nephew, and niece's boyfriend more than any one of you that have ever met our loved ones. Thank you. Okay, so that's what she said. That's the sister-in-law. Okay. Yeah, no point in bothering her. No way. All right, so NBC News verified that this really is her account. Okay, there's Austin again. All right, relative of 4 found dead in Tennessee says her family trusted murder suspect who's on the run. Austin Drummond, identified Thursday as a suspect in the killings, has literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids. Let's see what they say.
Manhunt underway in Tennessee for a suspected killer. Officials say 4 people were found dead in a car Tuesday, including the parents of a baby who was located by authorities.
Jay said, is there a reward for his capture? Yes. TBI put up $15,000 for anyone to turn him in. So they were found dead in the car, all 4 of them. Has anyone heard their cause of death?
Authorities just hours before. The child had been abandoned in a random front yard in a neighboring county. I want to bring in NBC's Jesse Kirsch, who's been following this for us. Jesse, this one is just so tragic. Police ID'd a suspect today. What more do we know about him?
They identified the suspect. They released photos of him, Tom, but they say he is still at large and should be considered dangerous. This is the image of the suspect that we are now getting into the newsroom. Authorities identifying him as Austin Robert Drummond, 28 years old. Again.
Okay, 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of kidnapping. What's the 1 count of kidnapping for? Is that for little Westland? And yes, he's shaving his face by now.
And he is considered armed and dangerous, according to authorities. He should be considered armed and dangerous and remains at large. He is now facing 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, and several firearms possessions-related crimes as well.
They never learn. They never learn. When you are a felon, which he is, you don't get to have a pew-pew. Pew-pew. Cassie, she said, do you know who his car is registered to? I was told it's Kaitlyn's car. That 2016 Audi is Kaitlyn's car. The now ex-girlfriend. Imagine that, dear John Letter. Hey, it's been great. You have my car, but since you killed my whole family, I can't really be with you.
And again, authorities released photos of the suspect. They've also released a photo of this vehicle. I believe we have that photo as well. There is an image they released of an Audi that may be the getaway vehicle involved in this incident as well. Tom, there's that image right there. So they've released these photos clearly.
And Matthew's truck is still missing. So there's other people involved.
Authorities trying to get help from the public to track down someone they say is responsible for these murders.
And then we also have some more details about the victims.
That's right. And as you mentioned, Tom, this was an infant that authorities say someone discovered in a car seat on a front lawn. And these are what we are learning, the images of that infant's family members. James Wilson, 21, the father of that baby. Adriana Williams, 20 years old, the mother. Courtney Rose, 38 years old, the grandmother. And then Braden Williams, 15, the uncle. All 4 of those people are now deceased victims. And again, their alleged killer, Tom, remains on the run, according to authorities.
I'm going to add an S to that. Okay? I'm going to add an S to that because there's more than one. Nufflin, does anyone know how Still Waters is doing? I need to call her. She has a different work schedule now. We miss you, Still Waters. Okay, here's more on the sack of shit. Hey, Kat.
From Heartland News. We begin at noon with breaking news. Authorities in Tennessee identify a suspect.
I wish I could get a cute haircut like that. I would love to have a cute haircut like that. I would look like Candace Wells if I had a short haircut, though.
And charge him with the murders of 4 family members in Lake County, Tennessee. This is 29-year-old Austin Robert Drummond. He is considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, authorities say do not approach him. Drummond is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of James Matthew Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams. He is also charged with aggravated kidnapping and several weapons offenses.
What part of when they leave the big house, when they say, don't associate with other criminals, get a job, and you are not allowed to have a firearm, do they not get? Every damn time. They don't get a job, they hang around the old crew, and they get a pew-pew right off the bat. Look at his eyes. Good Lord.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announced charges against Drummond less than an hour ago, saying he remains at large and anyone with information should contact TBI or their local authorities.
Now, he's going to need some money, and they say he does construction work. And there's a lot of construction places where people can just show up and they will do what they call day work. And they'll say, yeah, I'll give you this much cash if you go and put the magnet down for all the nails, or, pick up the lumber, load the truck, unload the truck. Catride said, where is his family? Good question. They aren't saying anything, are they? The only good news is somebody spared the baby. That's the only good news. Joy Jones says there's one near Nashville.
Now, the father of one of the homicide victims released a statement exclusively to Heartland News before we learned about charges against Drummond. Matt Wilson, the father of Matthew Wilson, tells us, quote, Matthew and Adriana were the best parents anyone could ask for. Our hearts will forever have a hole in it. The bodies of all 4 victims were discovered Tuesday in Tiptonville, just hours after someone abandoned Matthew and Adriana's 7-month-old baby in a driveway in neighboring Dyer County. The district attorney general for both Dyer and Lake County says the community should know this was an isolated incident.
It's not that it was these people were randomly chosen. So I don't think that there needs to be any kind of concern or fear in the community.
Are not saying how the 4 victims were killed, but along with murder, Austin Robert Drummond is charged with 4 counts of being a felon in possession of a firearm and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. Now, here's another look at Drummond. Authorities are not offering up any kind of motive or what Drummond's connection might be to the victims. Again, he is considered
Motive, we can only guess. Connection to the victims, the sister-in-law blew that out the water. You know why? Because people went to Austin's Facebook, started figuring out who knows who, how they relate back to the victims, and she felt the need to explain that, yeah, they do know him and never thought he would do something like this. That's the connection. And he is on, he's on the top 10 wanted list right now. So he didn't just do it. He did it big. But there's going to be others. There's going to be others. The whole question is, you've got 4 people in the car. I don't know where the baby seat, how the baby seat fit into that car. Somebody had to be sitting on somebody's lap. I don't know. The car's left with 4 dead bodies. So somebody took the baby in the car seat, dropped the baby off, dumped the baby, literally dumped the baby in that woman's front yard. This is a mess. This is a mess.
The TBI joins an investigation into a quadruple murder in West Tennessee. This is all in connection to the bodies of 4 family members found Tuesday in Lake County, just hours after a baby was found abandoned in a neighboring Dyer County. Special agents now say they're looking for 29-year-old Austin Robert Drummond. He's facing a long list of charges, including 4 counts of first-degree murder and aggravated kidnapping. The victims have all been identified as 38-year-old Courtney Rose, 21-year-old James Wilson, 20-year-old Adriana Williams, and 15-year-old Braden Williams.
Now, one of the issues that has been floating around is that recently someone in the family passed away, and there's a huge inheritance issue between Courtney and her sister that, as we know, was dating Austin. Now, Kaitlyn, I have a feeling, is going to be up to her eyeballs in something besides guilt. Besides guilt. Because her name is stamped all over this. And no, I'm not saying that she killed her sister and her niece and her niece's boyfriend and her nephew. No. But without her dating this felon who's now a fugitive being hunted down, none of this would have happened. And she has to live with this. And if what I'm hearing is true, she may have to live with it behind bars. Black Sky said she's supposedly missing. That's what I heard this morning as well. Not a good look, Kaitlyn. Not a good look. Exactly, Susan. He can't drive 3 vehicles and put a baby out and contain everyone. No.
Year-old Braden Williams. A baby belonging to 2 of the victims was found outside a home in Dyer County unharmed. Agents say Drummond is considered armed and dangerous. We're told he previously served 10 years in prison for aggravated robbery and was released this past September. The TBI is offering a $2,500 reward for any information leading to his arrest.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad news. Passion Flower said she has a baby and she is pregnant. I don't know if her baby is Austin's baby. I don't know. However, they say she's pregnant right now. Honey Badger, what a cool name. Speaking of, did you hear that the Honey Badger is retiring? He's going to retire as a Kansas City Chief. Honey Badger said, I think he used the baby to lure them there. Okay. And look, there's my friend Uli. Look at that, member for 31 months. Well, you know what? It's the best community because of people like you, Uli. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not blowing smoke. That is the truth. And this is not going to get easier anytime soon. Fundaski said Kaitlyn allegedly has a 5-year-old daughter and is pregnant with Austin's baby. That's what I heard too. And if she's missing, where's her 5-year-old?
A manhunt that is going on as we speak in Tennessee. I want you to get a good look at this guy. His name is Austin Robert Drummond, and he's wanted in connection to the killings of 4 people. Law enforcement says he is armed and dangerous. He's accused of killing these 4 family members this week. Their bodies were found 45 minutes north, hours after police found this baby alive, but abandoned, still in their car seat, left on the front lawn of a stranger's home alone. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. We are following a developing story right now in Western Tennessee related to a mystery that has been unfolding in that state
This guy's got to do something about his wardrobe. I'm telling you. He's got to do something about it. That powder blue and that gray with his skin and hair don't work.
week. As we speak, there's a manhunt for the man you see right here. His name is Austin Robert Drummond, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation put these pictures out in just the last few hours, and they also say he is now on Tennessee's most wanted list. Drummond is 28 years old. He stands 5'10", weighs roughly 190 pounds, has brown hair, blue eyes.
Dark Willow member for 22 months. Honey Badger said Cade Butler is her baby's daddy. He spoke out against her and Austin several times. Okay, I didn't know his name, but I understood that the child's father didn't exactly like the new love that Kaitlyn found. So it surprises the hell out of me that anyone would say they didn't see any red flags or anything. I'm going to put the link up for Honey Badger. You don't need to turn your camera on or anything. Jay said, Brooks, thanks for pointing out his wardrobe. I couldn't figure it out. That's what I'm here for. You guys are in good hands. I'm telling you. Jess said, you do have awesome mods and family here. I'll tell you what, we do. We do. I'm going to put the link down again. Now, I have not heard about this dumped refrigerator and something burning in some old deep freeze. We'll get to that. A lot's going on, my friends.
And a goatee, but law enforcement says it's important to note that his appearance may have been altered, especially since his picture is now being plastered everywhere. Here's a picture of the vehicle that investigators say he may be driving. This is a 2016 white Audi. It has Tennessee plates with the number RI01896. Drummond does claim to be from Rhode Island, but these
Well, hello, Honey Badger.
Hey, darling, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, doing good, doing good. Hey, may I ask, how did you pick your screen name?
I am the honey badger that doesn't give a shit. Do you remember that video from a long time ago?
Oh, thanks for the reminder. I thought it
Yeah.
had a Honey Badger from the Kansas City Chiefs. That's why I brought that up.
Well, I do love the Chiefs, but referencing the name, it's just, honey badgers, they don't give a shit. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm worse. I'm worse than a Baptist preacher. I'm always recruiting people to the Chiefs because I'm telling you, 10 years ago, I was just used to us always losing. Okay. And now, my friend Kat, who lives in the United Kingdom, she has all kinds of Kansas City Chiefs swag, all kinds.
I love them. I really do love them. I think that they're great. I just wish that Taylor Swift and Kelsey wouldn't be a thing. I don't want to pay attention to that. I want the football.
Yeah, that gets a little old, doesn't it? And so I think Kat's basically the only person walking around London in Chiefs gear. Oh, Passion Flower is a
You
now.
look beautiful in red.
Oh, I'm telling you. Passion Flower is a new YouTube member. Welcome to the family. All right, Honey Badger, are you from the area? I don't need your address or anything.
No, I'm in Tennessee, but I am not close to that area. But, well, I kind of am, I'm kind of not. But I've been following since the very, very beginning, and I've done all the deep dives. You know what I mean? Hooked up with some family members. So Was it okay to say the reporter's name that I was telling you about, or no?
Absolutely.
So Nick Barris, who is local to Nashville,
Yeah.
put out not a statement, but he did a Facebook Live yesterday and said that one of his sources that knows Austin Drummond well said that he is involved in a prison drug ring, which I
Okay.
mean seems kind of obvious, yes. So Nick Barris said that from what he knew, that they were flying drones into the prisons to drop off contraband.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So, and they said that they were basically flying those drones from the woods near the prisons.
Okay, let me
And
see what it is. Hang on. Is this it? Is this
let
the
me
one?
see. That's it. I wish he'd get it together. He looks more and more
Nick
like morning
Barris
service
of
every
News
day.
Channel 5 coming to you Facebook Live on what is a Thursday.
I think he's a great journalist, by the
I do
way.
too. I do too.
I started following him when he was talking about Evelyn Boswell, and then when he was talking about Summer Wells, and then he moved to Nashville. But for whatever reason, people give him all kinds of hell because, I mean, well, he reports facts, and they don't like what he says about Sebastian Rogers. And I'm like, you may not
It is
like
what it is.
it, is what it is.
Murder will out and so will truth. Nick
Yeah.
Barris is going to tell us about it.
He's just going to tell the truth. I mean, it doesn't have to be the soap opera that pop your popcorn for, but he's going to tell you the truth.
And I also get a lot of the information from Burton Skaggs. Now, I don't know his full history. I know people have things to say about him, but he is one of the best reporters behind the scenes in my area.
Uh-huh.
So he has a ton of information about the case as well.
I have a feeling there's a lot to dig on here.
There is so much.
What do you think happened within this family that caused this? Just your opinion.
Yeah, when I was a lot younger, I used to work in a prison system as a CO. And I know the inner workings of prisons. I know that correctional officers are taking advantage of a lot. Prisoners have nothing to do but make shit for COs, right? So I believe that he obviously got her pregnant. And I think that they were heavy into the drug stuff. I think that maybe my assumption, which is probably wrong, it's probably not that big, but I believe that possibly the Aryan Brotherhood, like a small version of that, maybe a Tennessee version of that. I mean, I don't know if you saw his pictures. He had Ciroc in prison. I don't have Ciroc out of prison. Are you kidding me? So he obviously.
How did he get that?
Well, that's what I'm telling you is that he got that girl knocked up. It's dirty. Prisons are dirty, man. They're just. I'm not saying that for all COs. I believe everybody goes in with a good intention.
Sure.
But a lot of them are taken advantage of, and then it becomes, what if she doesn't do something that he wants, and then he threatens her family, or and that's just a different situation. Who really knows? But they said that they loved him and that he loved them and that they trusted him. He's out on bond for attempted murder in prison.
In prison. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. I said, this is like Jesse McFadden. He committed crimes behind the prison walls and he gets out. He should have never been let out.
Crazy. I just do not understand it. So I'm not really familiar with the Dyer County jail system, but
now
I don't know if it's government or if it's state ran or if it's privately owned or whatever. But this is horrible. This is horrible.
Oh, it's beyond horrible. Now let me ask you this: is it true that Kaitlyn worked at the prison and that's how she met him?
Yes.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, so that's kind of like Debbie and Casey White out of Florence, Alabama.
Exactly. exactly like that. So from
God,
what I understand, the father, Cade Butler, had already spoken out against Austin Drummond and the fact that as soon as he was out of prison, she just dropped him. She dropped him and moved on to Austin Drummond. So he posted several times that he wanted his daughter back, was posting Austin's criminal history, like, you're taking my child from me to be around this person, da 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 da, angry dad, you know? Um, so he said that he met her there, that ended up with her termination. So she didn't resign and bow out gracefully. She was terminated, and now I understand that there's a big investigation, as well there should be, into that jail system.
oh, they're going to have to. They're going to have to get the state attorney general involved in this one.
hmm So
Hmm.
by even sleeping with an offender, not counting bringing in contraband, but as a CO, your job is to protect the inmates, which seems silly, but that is your job. You are there to protect them from
But
harm.
protecting them doesn't mean spreading your legs and falling in love with them. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. So, a lot of women fall into that, though. There's a lot of women that go to work there, single moms. They think that I don't know what they think, but I've seen it happen a lot. It's wild as hell.
Well, there was that woman in upstate New York that worked in the sewing factory for the prison.
Yep.
And she had the two dudes, and next thing you know, they were making her feel good, Then
Yeah,
she,
that lady that was a dog handler, she used to take in service dogs for inmates, and then she snuck out two of them in kennels. It's wild. Wild.
son of a bitch. I'll tell you what. Now, okay, so we've heard about inheritance, that she worked at the jail.
hmm
Um,
And
nothing
before
that
you said the inheritance, I hadn't really heard anyone else say anything about that, but that's already what I believed. I believe the mom passed away April 30th or somewhere in that range.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I read the obituary.
Awful. I wasn't in when you said that, but um, shoot, man. So that's what I think. I think it all revolves around money. I think that he knew that that inheritance was coming for her mom. I believe that he used that to his advantage. I
Uh-huh.
believe that he got all of them involved in the quick money.
Uh-huh.
And then I also believe that uh, possibly, like, my suspicion is that he lured them out there with the baby. That he said, I've got your baby. If you want
That
it,
makes, that makes
you're
the
coming
most
here.
that makes the most sense to me, especially since he's been charged with aggravated kidnapping.
I also believe that there has to be an accomplice. And
For sure.
I think that I personally think the accomplice must be a female. I'm sure he didn't give two shits about what happened to that baby in real life. If he was willing to do that to a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
I don't believe that he had any anything left for the baby, but that somebody that he was with possibly dropped off the baby.
Oh, I guarantee, because this dude would have. I mean, he would have just thrown that baby, car seat and all, into the Mississippi River. He don't care.
He doesn't care. No, he's a monster.
He is a
So,
monster.
did you hear about I don't know how close it is to that area, but last night they found a body burning in a refrigerator?
Now, people keep bringing this up. Is this
hmm
related or not?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I just had weird dreams last night. You know how it is. Like, you get involved in true crime and sometimes your dreams aren't exactly peaches and cream, right?
Mhm.
So I had a dream last night that whoever it was that dropped the baby off without his permission ended up in the refrigerator. But that was just my mind on overdrive. I don't have any evidence of that, but I do believe that something else will happen. He's got an
Now,
accomplice.
I also heard that Kaitlyn doesn't exactly have a ironclad alibi for the day. So I'm almost
Mm,
wondering if Kaitlyn isn't the one that dropped off the baby.
I believe it's possible, but that just makes me ill. All of it just makes me ill. But why is the sister-in-law? It seems like she would have said something. She's like, we're trying to grieve with Kaitlyn. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm torn
She
about
might
it,
have.
but I
She
just
might
think
have.
that it's so much bigger. It's
She's.
maybe
Oh,
not bigger, but bigger.
it's going to get bigger. It's going to be a clusterfuck. She
Hmm.
might have been told by TBI, FBI, or whoever, be as nice to Kaitlyn as you can because we need all her information.
Can you imagine though? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Sorry, that bitch
Mhm.
who killed her nephew, her boyfriend, husband, whatever he is, killed her nephew, her sister, and her niece, and another loved one. I would never, even if they even suspected that Kaitlyn had a part in it, could you sit at the same table with your sister knowing that she just killed your other sister? I just can't see that family really being like, oh yeah, welcome to sit at our table while
Well,
you probably offed our family.
my understanding is that Courtney
Hmm.
wasn't cool at all with Caitlyn's relationship with Austin. So when the sister-in-law said, "Oh, we never thought he would do anything like this. He was nice to all of us." She was not cool with it at all. She was very vocal about it and was actually going to help Caitlyn's ex
Hmm.
get custody and get her child away from Austin and Kaitlyn.
Oh dear.
Now,
I, I
I believe everything I read on the internet, so forgive me.
no, me too. But I've also read kind of the same. That they were, kind of at odds about what would happen with the inheritance. Those type of family matters. They don't really seem like the two go hand in hand. However, did you know that Courtney also has two younger children?
I heard that. I mean, look at this. Little Westland, orphaned.
Hmm.
All of these children have lost. The children always lose, okay?
Hmm.
The
Yeah, it's
children
sad.
always lose. And when it comes to things like this, okay, I was born in 1975, okay? Everything for us was Days of Our Lives, Dallas, and Dynasty. With this shit, that's the reason that stuff's not on the air anymore. This is insane. You can't write this shit.
No, James Patterson can't write this shit.
No, no, girl.
I don't get it. And the fact, look, I was also talking to my husband about it. He's not a true crime junkie, but he supports my neurotic tendencies. And he said, what was it that you said, babe? That you had thought about it? Anyways, he has good opinions about stuff, but he had said, um, also something to the fact that her other baby daddies, Courtney's baby daddies, were also in prison. So maybe there was a connection between, Courtney knows the system over there. I don't know where her baby daddies are incarcerated at, but there's another link between them other than just family.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. From the outside looking in, I see Courtney as trying to be the big sister and tell Kaitlyn, get away from him.
Hmm.
You've already lost your job. You know, you got your groove on inside the jail. Okay.
Hmm.
Made an ass out of yourself. You've been on the TV, everything like that. Don't do it. He gets out of jail, and who's together? Kaitlyn
Hmm.
and Austin. Okay. Let's see what Nick has to say. By the way, Honey Badger, you're going to fit in perfect here.
I can drop down if you'd like me to.
No.
Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central Time. And as I mentioned on my Facebook page earlier today, I promised, several of you had requested, because you have questions and want to know more details about this awful case, as the manhunt continues tonight for what is a mass murderer. That would be 29-year-old Austin Robert Drummond. Most of you, if you're watching this, already know the case. I've been following it very closely. This is out of far west Tennessee, but is now a statewide story, and it's become national. You know the situation. And by the way, you may be wondering, Nick, okay, so he's an accused killer, an alleged mass murderer. Mass murderer, in my book, is if you kill more than 3 or 4 people.
FBI behavioral science would call Austin a serial killer.
You are considered a mass murderer, and that's what he is, allegedly. So let me give you a quick update. We were hoping to learn more this evening from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, which is really heading up this case, along with the FBI and along with sheriff's departments in both Lake and Dyer County. But they canceled a scheduled news conference for tonight, and I assume we'll hear something tomorrow. Maybe they're hopeful that they'll make an
Nick got highlights. He's so cute.
arrest overnight. But just to give you the very latest on all of this, all day long was spent, of course, searching for this suspect, the 29-year-old Austin Robert Drummond. His face at this point is everywhere.
Oh, it is. Let me show you. I can prove it to you. I mean, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Right there. Boom. Bingo. Bingo. Right there. Right there. Number one most wanted by the TBI. Number one. Look at that. That's their website. TBI's most wanted. He's right there. Right there. Now, I understand that the marshals are involved and FBI. Have you heard that as well, Honey Badger? I just read it from NBC.
I did not hear about the marshals yet, but I am not surprised because he's in that corner up there that he could either cross over into Kentucky or what was it, Missouri?
Missouri, Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there. He's easy to travel over, so I hope the marshals do get involved. If they're not.
Something is really, really big when the FBI says, we got it.
I was also talking to my husband about this, and I guess it's just an opportunity to say this. They put out a $15,000 reward for him. They put out $50,000 for Sebastian Rogers. Can we match it? I mean, like, these people that are with him, that are connected to him, are money. I think everything revolves around money. Increase that to 50,000. Maybe somebody will talk.
Well, the one that need to talk is the one they can't get a hold of, and that's Kaitlyn. Okay, so number one most wanted, Austin Robert Drummond. See, now somebody didn't update the website because the Nashville News and the Memphis News said 15,000. Okay, 15,000. TBI website, I don't know who was doing the secretarial work that day. It says reward up to 2,500.
I also saw one from someone else for 7,000. So I think 15,000 is now the set reward.
Okay. And this is from TBI. FBI hasn't put out anything. Unless I'm reading it wrong.
So clearly, he at this point is being helped by someone. He's hiding out. We're going to talk in a moment about his vehicles and where he might be. But unless he's completely somehow gotten out of the state, he's around here. And there have been unconfirmed reported sightings of him in Jackson, Tennessee, and elsewhere over the past 48 hours. But just in case you're not completely clear on this case, just to let you know, he is currently charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, 4 counts of felon in possession of a firearm, and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous.
Okay, so we know that. Tennessee DJ said 7,500 from the marshals and 7,500 from the TBI. And as much as rewards get people real excited, and they always say, oh, good, there's a reward, there's a reward. That amount of money is not going to get anyone out of jail. I mean, there's still a reward for Hermie Montgomery. It's a huge one. And still no one's talking to tell them where her body is. Okay? The FBI, whether it was to appease Seth or whatever, they put down the 50,000. Anyone with information about Sebastian, it's play money to them. If you remember which it's a lot like this case, Debbie and Casey White. They have the $15,000 reward, and Car Wash James found him in Evanston, Indiana. He didn't get squat. He didn't get squat.
Dangerous felony. All of these very serious counts, all of these, the most serious that you can be charged with. And if he is caught, I understand that the district attorney will seek the death penalty in this case. He does remain at large, is considered armed and dangerous. This all started, 3 days ago with the report of an abandoned baby in Dyer County. A woman driving past a home saw a baby's car seat in the front yard of someone's house, stopped, and there was a baby in it. And so, of course, like, all right, someone discarded a baby. This is awful. The baby was taken and is safe and well and is okay tonight. And the next step, of course, is trying to locate the parents. So they put out a report for the parents. There's a missing person report for the parents. And the very next day, the bodies of the parents and two others were found in Lake County, about 20 miles north of where the baby was left in Dyer County. The deceased are 21-year-old Matthew Wilson, that is the baby's father, 20-year-old Adriana Williams, that is the baby's mother, 38-year-old Courtney Rose, the baby's maternal grandmother, and 15-year-old Braden Williams, the baby's maternal uncle, who I assume Braden is.
Honey Badger, do you know how old Kaitlyn is?
20. I think she's 20 and he's 21, I believe.
Kaitlyn?
Yes. I think 20, 21, 38, and 15.
No, I mean Kaitlyn. I mean Courtney's sister.
Oh, I am so sorry. I don't know why I thought you said Adrian. I don't know.
Okay. And Cade lives in South Haven, Mississippi now.
That's what I understand.
Michael Peterson wants to know if I'm a cougar. I am for 1 month a year because my birthday is in June and my husband's is in July.
Matthew's brother, only 15 years old. All four of them found dead in a wooded area in Lake County. Now, law enforcement at this point has not yet said how they were killed, but we do hear that he is charged with felon in possession of a weapon. So we don't know for certain, but that leads me to believe that they were likely shot and killed if they believe he had a gun to commit this crime. We don't know that for certain, but that's one of the charges.
Okay, Webb said Kaitlyn is 24. Well, 24 is old enough to know better. Marie Davis said South Haven. I know, this stuff scares people when it gets a little too close to home. Little too close to home. Oh, she's much younger than Courtney, for sure. Much younger than Courtney. I mean, even the brother. I mean, their ages are all spread out. And my understanding is the burning fridge has nothing to do with it because it was in Middle Tennessee. But hey, don't discount anything. I mean, nothing, because this is crazy.
And that brings up the fact that he is a convicted felon. And interestingly enough, when this crime occurred, Drummond allegedly, committing these murders, was currently out on bond. Okay, he has a long criminal history. Currently out on bond, possession of methamphetamine with the intent to sell or deliver, possession of contraband in a penal institution, attempt.
Okay, so he's behind bars and still committing crimes and they let him out. Listen, the docs system needs to change, okay? It needs to change with a quickness.
First-degree murder, possession of contraband in a penal facility, those 4 counts. He was out on bond waiting for prosecution in those cases when this crime occurred. This is just a heartbreaking, terrible case. I think about the infant who lost both parents. I think about that 15-year-old And then you wonder about motive here. A lot of people asking about a connection. What's the connection? This, we can tell you, was not a murder-suicide. And this was not random by some serial killer. They're now saying, of course, Drummond is the prime suspect in this case, all right? If Drummond's the prime suspect in this case, what connection did he have with the family? Well, we now know that he had a connection with the family. My understanding is that he was involved with a member of
Involved? She let the lion out of the den.
Exactly.
And I'm going to get a lot of hell for this. Just wait for the comments. For those of you that are going to watch on replay, please leave me a comment. YouTube loves the engagement. But I'm telling you right now, there's going to be someone or someones that go, Brooks, she's a victim too. Oh my God, Brooks. Every time something happens to somebody, you're always victim blaming. You're always fat shaming and victim blaming, Brooks. That's the reason I don't listen to your channel and I always unsubscribe. And I'm like, well, you can't unsubscribe every day and you wouldn't know what I said unless you listened. Dumb fuck.
the family. Let me see. The way I understand it, and the DA has shared some information without going into more details. And the district attorney, by the way, who I think has been very forthcoming on a lot of this, confirms that Drummond dated or is dating a relative of the baby's mother or grandmother. That's what we know. And again, he was recently released from prison on 2013 robbery charges, but also has those pending charges, okay? So all of these pending charges, and he's out. Now, what have I learned about Drummond in the past few days? There is an awful lot of rumor going around, what his story is and all this. Well, we've confirmed he's a bad dude. Today, I spoke with someone close to this investigation who is familiar with him. And he tells me that Drummond is someone who belongs to a gang, a criminal gang, okay? Not a criminal gang, and he deals in drugs, okay? We know that based on the charges, but not cartels, a gang.
Okay. Shocker. Shocker. Knock me over with a feather. He deals in gangs and he deals in drugs. And he started laying the pipe to Courtney behind bars. Are you shocked, Honey Badger? Because you're in the hot seat.
Shooketh. I'm just shooketh.
Everybody is. Pat K won't even be able to digest a meal today or smoke a bowl. She won't even know what to do with herself.
These people are pieces of shit. Who? And it has to be arms as well. He had a weapon in the jail. Who said, I don't know how he did the attempted murder in the jail, but I'm very curious about that as well. Who got him in the contraband for that?
Every time. There's something about felons and guns. It's like peas and carrots. It's like they, there's no such thing as rehabilitating some people. And that's what the prison psychiatrists are for. Okay.
But who's going to say, you're going to slap somebody's wrist and say, nope, you are a menace to society. You cannot have any sort of weapons. They're criminals. Zebras don't change their stripes, man. Look, I've done a lot of things in my past. I've been forgiven for those things. But they're still there. You still have those tendencies that are inside of you. You know what I mean? And heaven forbid, can you imagine their child, this dude and her making a baby? Serial killer stuff right there. No.
Yeah. And they never play the tape to the end, because Wesleyan someday is going to get on the internet wondering what happened to her mama. And she's going to realize, OMG. Kaitlyn's daughter will find out real quick. Real quick. Kaitlyn's new baby. Other kids in school are going to look up who this child is. And can you imagine going to school and people going, your dad's a serial killer. Your dad's a serial killer. Your spawn is Satan. I think, remember, the word is think. I think they were lured, they were ambushed, and Kaitlyn's part of it. Remember, think. That's what I think right now.
So, because you're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, let's talk real quick about what the motive is. So, is the motive for Courtney not to be around so that Kaitlyn gets all of the inheritance? Is this about something beneficial for Austin? Who is this beneficial for? What can possibly be the motive, unless they saw something that they weren't supposed to see? But if they weren't in cahoots with each other, if it's true that they didn't get along, it's wild. What's the motive?
Well, what do they always say? Love or money. Love or money. Love or money. Magoo, how did you lose your wrench? Hang on, I got to put Magoo's wrench back on. The hell happened here? Add as moderator. Oh, the hell happened, Magoo? I just noticed Magoo didn't have a wrench. Michael Peterson said he's pre-cum. You know, you're going to give the mods a heart attack, okay? You've already had 2 comments deleted today. Next thing you know, old Pat K, she's not old, who just gifted 5 Crime Lines and Lies memberships, she's not going to put up with your ass, and she's going to permanently block you. Let's thank Pat K for the gifted memberships. Michael Peterson, Mr. Precum, Mr. Precum, let's mind our manners. Okay, Magoo said it's been gone, sister. Well, you didn't say anything to me. Goodness. Nothing like live shows.
Okay, he belongs to a criminal gang. And the individual I talk with, who works in law enforcement, says one of the charges Drummond is facing is that he was caught using drones to fly over area, to find area. He was using drones to fly over prisons to drop drugs down to them, meaning that he had connections and was working with individuals inside prisons to smuggle or drop in drugs, and that he was caught at one point, and the Tennessee Department of Corrections was investigating him for allegedly flying drones over some criminal facilities or some jail facilities and prison facilities to drop drugs down. So if you're wondering about motive, and we don't want to go too far into this because we simply don't know, but my belief, if I have to draw from this, is that Drummond was involved in some kind of criminal activity involving drugs. And that somehow, some way, the 4 people he killed, if they were not directly involved with him, perhaps somehow got caught up in it, or perhaps were going to report him, or who knows what. And he decided to dispatch them, allegedly. That's the thinking. And then the question is, how did this all go down? I mean, it's hard for me to believe that.
Hope Float said it's also possible it was something happened in the past, like Kaitlyn getting caught with the prison stuff, and he held a grudge. Well, he knew he was probably going to be going back to jail, okay? Because they were still investigating, according to Nick, who seems to be turning Michael Peterson on because he just announced to the whole world that he's pre-cum right now. Nick is cute. He is, Michael. He's cute. You know, we don't care if you putt from the rough. We don't care how you swing. Thanks for sharing with us. So Hope Floats is saying it's also possible it was something happened in the past, like getting caught in prison stuff, because she definitely got in trouble. Nick is saying, you know, they have an investigation going on. So you're looking at snitching. Okay. We're looking at money. Kaitlyn's in love with this dude. Okay. She lost her career and now her family because of him. And where's Kaitlyn? Where did Kaitlyn disappear to? I've got motive. I've got
confirmed.
What's that?
Has that been confirmed that she's MIA?
Like I said, I believe what I hear on the internet, and everyone keeps saying that they just can't find her, that they cannot find her. She doesn't. And the only thing I can think about the sister-in-law is that she's just trying to be as nice as she can, hoping that she will reach out.
Do you think it's possible that they would have put her in like a witness protection? Like, do you think it may be opposite of what we're thinking, that she's actually in danger as well?
I guess we won't know until they say. I mean, right now, I don't think they're saying that there's any danger to the community.
How can they possibly say that? You know what I mean? How can they possibly say that? They also said, I believe
you saw
robbed a store in Jackson.
Okay, hold on.
He's a
Hang on. You sound like a robot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to drop down. I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. Everybody, please welcome our new friend, Honey Badger. I just loved her coming up. Well, if she's truly missing, but there's not an official report saying that she can't be found, she could be in protective custody. I don't mean protective custody like they do in jail. I mean, she could be holed up in a hotel somewhere with armed officers outside making sure he doesn't come for her. I don't know. It's unfolding quick.
He did this alone. But consider this. The bodies were found in close proximity to a prison there in Lake County.
Right next to it is what I heard. Right by the prison.
Now, do you believe that Drummond could have somehow gathered up all of the 4 of these individuals with, I assume, the baby, okay, and said, all of you, get in my car, we're all driving out there? Well, we already know there were at least 2 vehicles, maybe 3 vehicles there at the site where the bodies were found. 2 vehicles were found and towed away. So I don't believe he forced them at gunpoint to go. I believe he somehow coerced or deceived them into meeting him at this location. Why? I don't know. And I believe that when they met him at this location, he proceeded then to take them by surprise. And at that point, maybe they couldn't defend themselves. He shot and killed all 4 of them. What's interesting is that, again, if you believe this theory, the baby was there with them, and he did not kill the baby, and he took the baby and drove the 20 miles back south, back into Dyer County, dropped the baby off in that front yard, and then left. That's my thinking. But in terms of motive, we don't know. Law enforcement has not said what motive is at this point, but I believe drugs. And suffice to say, Drummond is a bad, bad dude.
Yeah, he is.
The law enforcement source I spoke with, who knows of him and knows about some of his attempts to smuggle drugs into prisons, and he's been in prison himself, believes that he may well be a hitman for one of these gangs that he's killed before and maybe has not been caught. Remember, he was charged with attempted murder. Now he's charged with killing 4 people. You think that's the first time he did this, if indeed he did? No. This is a bad, bad, bad person associated with bad, bad people. And I wonder whether or not he acted alone. Now, a couple other things to talk about. We discussed the fact that there were vehicles there. Now, I've learned that 2 vehicles were towed away by the TBI from the crime scene, all right? Another one, a 1988 Ford F-150 believed to belong to Matthew Wilson, one of the.
Okay, so that's not missing anymore. So they have Matthew's truck. Okay, they have Matthew's truck. And we know the other car had the 4 dead bodies in it.
Deceased is missing. It's a red and white pickup truck. On my Facebook page, I posted that. The TBI also provided a photo of the suspect's white Audi. Okay, they think Drummond has a white Audi, which witnesses reported seeing what appeared to be a white vehicle dropping off the baby in the car seat in that yard that morning. Okay, that could have been him doing it, and then he drove away. Right now, that Audi and that Ford F-150 still have not been found. So right now, anyone with information on this is asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or contact authorities in Lake or Dyer County. Do not approach this individual. They believe that almost certainly that he is armed and dangerous. You have to know he's been in prison before. You have to know he's now accused of killing 4 people. He has to know that if he's caught, he will face the death penalty. He will be convicted and he will be executed, though we know that'll take years to happen.
Yeah, we're not worried about years, Nick. You know, that's always a big thing. And Tennessee, I will say, is really stepping it up as of recently using the DP. Okay? They really are. They are not, I mean, for a while there, I don't know what was going on, but it was just kind of like, oh, they're going to get life. They're going to get life. And now they're like, oh, no. Oh, no. Meet Mr. Needle. Meet Mr. Needle. That's what they're doing now. I'm here for it.
But that tells me he's not going to just surrender. I'll be very surprised if they're able to take him peacefully. And, you know, on the other hand, if he is involved with a gang, as my source who's familiar with him says, if you're a gang and maybe they ordered the hit and said, look, you have to get rid of these 4 people because they know too much or whatever. Okay. And again, there's no indication that the 4 who were deceased had any involvement in anything illegal or criminal. We don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the motive is. If that was the case, you know, and he goes ahead and does this, and now they fingered him for it and his picture's everywhere. His gang member is going to say, this guy's too hot to handle. Let's get rid of him too. Can't rule out that possibility. In a lot of these horrible cases, as you well know, the suspects in some of these mass shootings kill themselves. They're cowards and they commit suicide. So, you know, in this thing.
How come Nick can see all the bad words and I can't? I say words like murder, rape, or suicide on here, and I get a warning from YouTube. Oh, I guess I just did.
Instead of facing the music. So Austin Robert Drummond is 5'10", 190 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes with a goatee. But the TBI did issue, and again, you can see all of this on my Facebook page, an updated picture where they believe he's likely taken steps to try to change his appearance. And that would involve the picture they provided him clean shaven, completely clean shaven. So keep in mind, he may not look the way he did in some of these pictures where he has a goatee. They removed the goatee and some of his facial hair to show what he might look like now. But you have to imagine anywhere he shows his face in this state, and there's bolos all across the region and nationally, people are going to recognize him or either of those vehicles. So to me right now, I'm kind of at a loss. My belief is that it's just clearly a matter of time before he's caught. I mean, of course, that's obvious. But I mean, I'm talking, I think it's a matter of, you know, maybe by tomorrow morning, he could be caught. And if he just disappears, I'm not going to be convinced that he's not dead somewhere. So that about covers kind of what I know. There still are so many questions. A lot of people, if you're going to ask me about the family members and all of that, I don't know. I have not spoken to any of the family members. Some of my colleagues have, and obviously they're horribly upset. The infant is in a safe place. I do not know if it's been placed, the child, this little girl has been placed back with, you know, grandparents, or if it's being held maybe by Department of Children's Services right now while they try to, you know, sort through this. They want to be very careful about the safety of that child, but the child is safe. So here we have an accused quadruple murderer who slaughters allegedly 4 people and then takes the baby and drops it off so it can be rescued. Just one of the more bizarre stories I have ever covered, and just heartbreaking. These people that were murdered are just so young. So that's basically what I have. I thought I would take a look at some of your comments. So what I'm going to do is try to scroll back through these and then just go all the way through. And, you can comment. I want to know what you think. If I can try to answer some of your questions, I will. If I can't, I'll be honest with you and tell you no. Nick, give us some good news. I wish I had some good news. This is a rough story. I'll continue doing updates with you. The FBI is going to get involved. Yes, they are. He could be out of state, but how? And with the bolos, let's be on the lookouts. I mean, every law enforcement agency in the South and probably this region and maybe nationwide has his photo. Okay. So, I mean, he can run, but he can't hide. I don't care if he's out of Tennessee. He's going to be caught. Let's see. Yeah, the FBI is involved. Some woman on TikTok commented that she saw a possible. Yes, I've heard that there was a sighting potentially. Keep in mind, right after these murders occurred, he doesn't know they're on to him. Who knows where he was hanging out? I heard a report unconfirmed that he was spotted at a coffee shop in Jackson. I don't know that to be true. I would imagine the TBI and others, if they've gotten these same reports, will try to go to these locations where there are alleged sightings and try to see if there's video of it. But I've heard that. And so, at some point, obviously now, if he's got a brain, he knows that he's been fingered and they suspect him of committing these crimes. Which, by the way, if he didn't do it, you'd think he'd come forward and say, hey, you got the wrong guy. He knows it, so now he's hiding. But as far as I know, and maybe the first 24 hours after these murders, before they announced him as a suspect, I think he may have been at a coffee shop in Jackson. But now they can't find him. Let's see, what else do we have? Now, people are watching from all around the country. Are they making sure the surviving family members are safe? I believe so. I don't know that there's law enforcement parked there, and I don't believe that other family members would be in danger. I guess I don't know that one way or the other. But again, we don't know what the motive was on this. My belief is that this wasn't random. There was a reason for it, but I don't know what it is. And there's no indication that the 4 deceased were involved in anything bad, but maybe he perceived it.
Well, I don't know that the deceased were involved in anything bad, but the writing's on the wall when we're talking about Kaitlyn, because she is, okay? She is involved in something bad. She put the rooster in the hen house, my friends.
Maybe he thought they knew what he was up to, because I can tell you, he was involved in stuff that was bad. Let's see, what else do we have here? A lot of people watching all around the country. Has anyone heard from the girlfriend? And as I mentioned, the DA said that he was dating. No, the member of the family that he was dating, which makes the connection to him, to the deceased, is not in prison. She is out, and I'm sure has been questioned at length.
This is actually a very polite way to say it. He goes, no, she's not in prison. She's out. And I'm pretty sure she's been questioned at length. Oh, I bet. Up one side and down the other. If you're new here, come say hi. And I don't know if you guys noticed, because anytime I pause, we always seem to find someone's O face. And there's Nick's. Where's Michael Peterson? Where's Mr. Precum? Take a gander at that. Take a gander at that. Webs of Deceased said Kaitlyn chose to lose her job, and she chose this outcome when she chose to lay down with that dirtbag. Damn, girl. Damn, girl. I couldn't have said it better myself. Choices. And she made a lot.
A lot of the, you can go on. I don't know if it's still on there, but you can go on and find his Facebook page and see the pictures. One of the things that's kind of disturbing about his Facebook page, if you've already looked at it, is he's got some photos posted from when he was incarcerated. And he's got video games. Looks like in one picture he's drinking a beer. You hear these reports that in some of these prisons, the gang members are running the show. I don't know. Those are out of context, but sure didn't look like he was living a hard life behind bars, when I saw some of the pictures on Facebook. Go check out his Facebook page. Unless it's been taken down, I've looked at it and the picture's there. They're disturbing. There's one picture where he's here and he's got a python around his neck and he's smiling. Wouldn't it be nice if that thing just suddenly got tight? Let's see. Is the 15-year-old brother the baby?
Okay, let's look at his Facebook, shall we? What a looker. Look at that. He's got 422 friends. Let's see. It says he's from Providence, Rhode Island, but he lives in Jackson, Tennessee. Great barbecue there on exit 87. He's talking about stupid people. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people are angry at that. There he is. Ooh, who we got here? Ooh. 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 He got to enjoy the Christmas lights. There he is again. All right. Looks like we got to have us a little football party. Let's see. Yep. All right. Lots of fun. Lots of fun on the outside, isn't it? He was in Florida. Woo! Just enjoying the life. Look at him go. Oh, Christmas time? Yeah. He got to ride a camel with Kaitlyn's daughter. Look at that. Oh, this lady's not having it. She said, Mother of the Year, not. I hope Child Protective Services takes your child away. That baby better be with her daddy ASAP. ASAP.
Baby's mom, brother of the baby's mom. No, I believe the 15-year-old brother who was killed is the brother of the baby's father. Same last name, brother of the baby's father. So as I look back just to confirm that, the 15-year-old was Braden Williams. He was the uncle. And the father was 21-year-old Matthew Wilson. Okay, Wilson Williams. I take that back. I correct myself. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah. Braden is Adriana's little brother.
Right. I believe he was the mother's brother. The mother's brother. You're right. I was confusing Williams and Wilson. But Braden Williams, Adriana Williams, yeah, that would be the mother who was also killed. The mother and her brother were both killed. And he was the 15-year-old. You're correct. Sorry about that. A lot of people asking about how people get out on bond. You know, I mean, the bond is a good thing for when you make a choice, and under the law, you're entitled to bond. It's how much the bond is. And I don't know. I haven't seen how much his bond was, but clearly he should not have been out. But I don't know that anyone saw this. I mean, or knew that he was capable of this type of thing. I don't know. Yeah, he had just recently been released. So, and he was released and he was on bond. He should have still potentially been behind bars. What about rumors of them being dismembered? I have not heard any details other than that they were deceased. There are rumors out there attributed to some of the family members, which have been unconfirmed, but and a lot of them are out there. And I don't know that any of it's true, that it was a very, very ugly crime scene, whatever that means. I've not heard that they were dismembered. I have not heard. We don't even know exactly how they were killed, though I'm of the belief they were shot because I don't know, was there something else that happened to them before they were shot? But I mean, he's charged with being a felon in possession of a gun. If he had a gun, I assume he used it. Let's see. Yeah. So people are saying.
Webb said, Brooks, have you seen the sweet videos of Wesleyan and her parents? I'm so thankful she will have them to look out. as she won't have memories since she is so young. They're very sweet, very sweet. And, the internet does what the internet does, okay? So when the news came out about a baby being dropped off in a front yard, immediately people were like, what dirtbag parents? What dirtbag parents? And I'm like, I don't think her parents did this. It sounds like something else. I was thinking like a carjacking. Someone took the car and there's a baby in there because they wanted the car. But again, I've been wrong before.
He's the ex-boyfriend, or I don't know if he was ex-boyfriend or not. Did Courtney's sister help in this since she was dating him, is what people are saying. I guess if you're saying it's the sister that he was dating. No, there's no evidence of that. And I don't know that the sister is involved in any way. I'm sure she's probably horrified from this, but I guarantee you, whatever the family member is that had a relationship with Drummond is, trust me, being vetted and talked to at length by investigators. And if they believe there's any indication that person's any at all involved, they will be immediately arrested. Do I think he's still in Tennessee? Yep.
Uh-oh. Honey Badger. Matthew, who is Westland's father. Honey Badger said, interesting tidbit. Adriana was not mentioned in Matthew's obituary that was written by his sister. I have a feeling Matthew's family is pretty pissed off, okay? They aren't spending no ink on her. I have a feeling they are pretty pissed off. I also heard that Matthew's family has Westland. And I hope so. And I hope Kaitlyn's little girl goes to her daddy with a quickness.
I don't think he's very far. I think someone's helping him. And I think he's still somewhere out there in West Tennessee. For those of you who are watching that don't live in the state, Lake County, where the bodies were found, is as far, in the farthest northwestern corner of the state. I mean, it's the last county right up there in the very corner of Tennessee. Right below it is Dyer County. So he could easily cross over into another state, but at this point, I believe he's still here. I really do. But then that does raise the question too. Was this crime and the way he acted, if we ever learn the motive, was an act of passion, anger at that moment? Or was this something that was planned and calculated?
Let me ask you all that. Was this something random or planned and calculated? I think it was planned and calculated because they lured out these 4 people. It's bad. It seems very calculated. Very calculated, very planned, but planned, sloppy. Okay? This is definitely a plan.
If it was planned and calculated, you would have thought he would have had a plan to get away, right? Or maybe he's an idiot and he just did this and he's down getting coffee in Jackson and then realizes all of a sudden they know it's him and now who knows where he is. Let's see what else we got. People, how did he get them all in the woods? That's the big question. How did he get them all in the woods at the same time with 2 to 3 different cars? And again, the only answer I can get to that question is that he did not take them there forcefully, that he lured them there. There was some reason that he wanted them to meet him in the woods there. I don't know what that might be. But I believe.
For some reason, I think Kaitlyn's a part of this. And I agree with Honey Badger. I think that the luring them all out was the baby. Stacy said, I heard Matthew's family has the baby too. Yes, I believe Matthew's mother has the baby. Little one, exactly. She said, well, he got away, so it's obviously planned. Yeah, we don't even need an opinion on that one. There's a manhunt for him. It was planned.
Believe they went willingly to that location because there's no way he could have forced all of them with a baby in tow to show up. I think he said something to get them there. And then when they showed up, he surprised them and they didn't have time to protect themselves and they killed him. That's my take. Because there's no way he could have brought them all there with all those vehicles. I mean, forcefully, you would have driven away. There's no way. That's not possible. Now, it's possible maybe if there's more than just him and there were 2 or 3 others helping him and there was a bad guy in each of the cars with them forcing him at gunpoint. I guess that could happen. But we have not heard law enforcement say anything right now about any other suspects involved. He's the only one. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, the pictures that you've seen are just heartbreaking, especially that young couple and the baby. I mean, oh my gosh. A lot of people saying he never should have been out on bond. That's right. There are a lot of rumors out here about how he hooked up with the family member, and none of that's been confirmed, so I don't know what to comment on that. I'm not saying it's wrong. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. Let's see, what else do we have that I can try to answer for you? There's a lot of pages out there. You have to be careful what you read. A lot of what I've read out there about this case so far, I think is pretty accurate, to be honest with you, to this point. But from where I sit, until I get much of it, confirmed, I can't definitively say any of this.
This is one case where what I'm reading seems to all fit. Jules said, could Kaitlyn be with him? I think Kaitlyn's a big part of it. I think she is. I think she is a big part of it. Passion Flower said, Austin thinks he's intelligent, but he's not. Uh-huh. Joanne, does CPS have the baby now? No, Matthew's family does. Kaitlyn's child? Yeah, I have a feeling she's going to be with CPS until they get with her daddy.
Talking theory. Yeah, I'll talk in theories about how I think maybe they ended up there. They need to be captured, no doubt. Why would a 15-year-old be involved in drugs? Okay, now, I did not say that the 15-year-old or any of the deceased were involved in drugs. Drummond is. Was there something in connection with that led him to become suspicious of them for some reason? I don't know one way or the other why these 4 people were killed. And whatever the reason, there's no excuse for it whatsoever, obviously. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Whatever was going on, if one of them was involved, I don't know if all of them were, but it breaks my heart, especially, all of them killed, breaks my heart. But that 15-year-old, they shot and killed a 15-year-old. I mean, what's that all about? Is he a witness left because he was trying to kill someone else? I don't know. So there's no answer for that. But yeah, that's just heartbreaking to me. It's the 15-year-old especially. No matter what was going on, I can't imagine that 15-year-old really being involved. Now, so he's the one that dropped the baby off. I will say this. I'm assuming that Drummond, after he killed the 4 people, for whatever reason, decided, I'm not going to kill the baby. And he said, but I'm not going to leave the baby here. And so I'm thinking, if the other 4 are there, who else could have taken the baby and dropped it off back in Dyer County, not far from where it came from? That's my leap of logic. I don't know that for sure. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he gave the baby to someone else, said, hey, go drop this off for me. So we don't know for sure, but we do know it was a white car, and we do know that he was driving a white Audi. So maybe. We don't know for sure if they were shot. They haven't told us what the cause of death was, but we do know that he is charged with felon in possession of a weapon. So that tells me he had a gun. And how do they know he had a gun? Because he didn't leave it behind. I'm guessing they know he had a gun because they were shot. But again, I'm jumping.
That's a good synopsis. That's a good synopsis. All right. Some people are a little confused about how Kaitlyn fits in with this. Well, let's look at this. All right. This is her ex's Facebook page. It's public. It's Facebook. I'm not doxing nobody. October 16th of 2024, he said, Kaitlyn Speed. Okay, so Kaitlyn is Courtney Rose's sister, little sister. She has a child with Cade Butler. He made a very public post. He said, Kaitlyn Speed, Northwest called me and told me about you fucking Austin Drummond in there while you were working. Okay? She worked at the jail where Austin was at, right? So he got a call about this. He said, and that you was terminated. Then the day he gets out, you move off with my daughter and not let her speak to me since she said he was mean to her. Enjoy y'all's time while you can. Better get all the tips you can from the scumbag. Maybe he'll take care of you while you're in there since you took care of his dumb ass. Okay? He's not happy. All right, then he posted this. He said, Kaitlyn Speed, this is the low life you have my daughter living with. Shaking my head. It says, teen can be tried as an adult in armed robbery and kidnapping. Really? Really? This is the choice she made. Now, I know some people will say, but she's not the killer. She's not the killer, Brooks. She's not the killer. Well, she brought the killer home to roost. And she's affected a lot of people with what she wanted to do. And it's pretty damn sick, if you ask me. And they were very public about their relationship. Here they are. Mm-hmm. Look at her. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Takes him to a hockey game in Nashville. Look at them, all freaking happy and loving up on each other. She knows what he is. Oh! Yeah. Look at her. Yeah, look at that. She has a lot to answer for. Miss North said, I'm surprised he didn't go after Kaitlyn's older kid's dad. That makes more sense. Gam Gam. So is this the baby's mother with the wanted suspect? Yep. That's her. And the internet tells me she's pregnant with his child. Look at that. What a baddie you are. Look at you, Kaitlyn. My goodness. You freaking junkies. Look at you. My goodness. They say there's plenty of fish out there, and all you did is you dug one up out of the jail. Jinbug. Oh, Jinbug, wait till you get a load of this. Kaitlyn with her middle finger up. The guy next to her is the guy that killed her whole family. She worked at the jail he was in, Jinbug. And they started bumping uglies. She gets fired. He gets out of jail. And they've been together ever since. And now, he killed the whole family. He killed the whole family. And she's being questioned heavily. But according to certain sources, she's not entirely cooperating. I don't know. But there's a lot coming out about this. And she's involved one way or another. Jay said she's number one. Oh, she is. She's definitely number one in my book. I actually blame her a little bit more than I do Austin. She's involved. She's involved. You work at the jail? Hold on. Gam said, I'm confused. I thought that the baby's mother was unalived by this man. The baby's mother was Adriana. This is Adriana's aunt. This is Kaitlyn, who was doing the horizontal boogaloo with Austin when he was in jail, and she worked at the jail. I agree with Texas Plain Jane. If she's banging and hanging, then she's involved. Good Lord. Good Lord, everybody. Jinbug says, oh, wow, sounds like she's definitely involved. Oh, she is. Yeah, she is Courtney's sister. Let me put the picture up. Hold on. All right, these are the victims. Now, yes, the baby is alive, okay? So at the top, you see the picture of little Wesleyan. That's Adriana and Matthew. That's her parents. The woman below them, that is Courtney Rose. She is the baby's grandma and Kaitlyn's sister. And then the 15-year-old is little Wesleyan's uncle. So he is Courtney's son and Adriana's brother. And this guy is Austin Drummond. And there's a manhunt for him right now. Now, the lady on the screen, if you want to call her that, is Kaitlyn Speed, who was working at the jail and started screwing like snakes with him. Then when he got out after doing his time, or whatever you want to call it, they're a couple. Now, according to the sister-in-law, he's her ex. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope. I don't think so. Because this was targeted, this was planned, and this was a hit. And old jailbird Austin couldn't have done it on his own. No way would he go out of his way to make sure that the baby was dropped off in some random yard on Old Highway 20. Someone like him, he's a homicidal maniac. I'm glad it didn't happen, but he would have, he'd have thrown that baby in this Mississippi River. He's not going to take care of a baby. So I think she was definitely, since she doesn't have an alibi for the day, I think she was with him and she made sure that the baby went to safety. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to it, but this is sketchy. Sketchy AF. There is so much stuff going on here. We have a dispute about inheritance. We have illegal guns. We have drugs. We have a boyfriend that we were screwing in the prison. She got fired. Oh, this stinks to high heaven. This stinks to high heaven. Well, I hope she really enjoyed getting her rocks off and enjoyed the hockey game and everything, because I have a feeling where she's going, the sexual contact she's going to get is not what she's used to. Woo! This is a lot. This is a lot. Well, you all keep your reminders on and make sure you are subscribed, because we're not letting this one go for quite a while. Well, you all have a great weekend. If I can, I will do another show this afternoon. Depends on what we have going on. If not, I'll see you in Discord, one of the Facebook groups. You all just keep being as awesome as you are. We've been friends a long time, and I hope we are friends forever. You guys are the best. Just when I thought the show was over, somebody has to get on my last fucking nerve. Oz217. Who cares where they fell in love at? You can't help who you love. Holy shit. You are now the idiot of the week. And I've been very nice this week. Can everyone agree I've been really nice this week? Well, Oz, it seems that she's pretty hard up, so maybe she'll date you. And thank you, Gam Gam. She said, thank you for schooling me anytime. You guys have a great rest of your day.